Kelly Phillips here. Wanted to share with you what to expect on the mortgage side, or really kind of the overall transaction of once you ratify on a home in your contract, what happens? What's that process look like? So you and the seller come to an agreement on the terms of the contract and the sales price. At that point in time, the lending process truly starts. The first thing that happens, this is not inside the lending process and this is optional, but I highly recommend getting it, is a home inspection. So the home inspections usually transpire within the first couple days of ratification. Along with that, there's so many things that run simultaneously. So along with that, you're gonna actually officially apply for the mortgage, and that's when you're gonna sign your loan package. Once that loan package is signed, we're gonna order the appraisal. The appraiser is the one who determines the value of the home to make sure that you are not overpaying for the home, and the bank that's using that home as collateral has a good value on that collateral. So that appraisal's ordered, the title work's ordered with the attorney's office or the title company. So they're gonna research any liens that could be against the property and all information surrounding the title of that property. They're gonna research that with the county. So the appraisal's going on, the title work's going on, the home inspection's going on, and then there's also background checks and additional verifications that occur on the back end of the lending process. So we want to make sure that everybody's in good standing with the real estate agent, with the attorney, with the buyer, with the seller, and there aren't any red flags out there. And the loan file is initially submitted for underwriting. The underwriter is going to review all the preliminary borrower paperwork, such as pay stubs, W-2s, bank statements, and then they're going to create a list of any additional items that they're going to want to see prior to closing. They will issue a conditional approval. On that conditional approval, it's going to outline the insurance, the title work, the appraisal, all those key items, but it's also going to outline any additional borrower items that are needed, such as maybe an additional pay stub or an explanation of a large deposit within a bank account, or a profit and loss statement for annual income and expenses for a business. So all those items will be outlined on the conditional approval. Once the appraisal comes back and once the title work comes back and the insurance and those borrower items are in, at that point in time, the file is submitted back to that same underwriter for final clearing. So that whole process, usually to get the title work, the appraisal, and everything back in, is usually about a 2.5 week process. Once it's submitted back for final clearing, it's a couple days, and then once that final clearing's issued, then the loan package goes over to the closer. The closer is the one who works with the paralegal or the closer with the title company. So you have a lender closer, and sometimes you actually have a closer with a title company. If not a title company, then a paralegal with the attorney's office. They're the ones who balance out all the final figures, because at this point in time, we know what the insurance is, we know what the projected property taxes are, we know what the outstanding invoices are that are relating to this purchase transaction. So they're going to balance out all those numbers, and then the closer who works for the lender, they're going to prepare the final loan package and get it over to the attorney's office or the title company, usually a day or so prior to closing, so they have time to work on getting whatever they need to have printed out and settled and ready for closing. And we like to do most of our closings electronically if that can happen. And the reason we do that is you can knock out a bunch of your signatures on your documents prior to even going to the title company, the attorney's office, so it streamlines and makes it a little bit quicker once you get there. And I personally like to send out my closing emails to my customers about 3 or 4 days ahead of time, and that way they have plenty of time to get to the bank or send the wire through their bank. Some banks will allow it online, but then some banks do allow you or require that you come in to initiate your wire for closing. Your funds that are due for closing go to the title company or the attorney's office, and a lot of times they want those in the form of a wire. You very rarely can write a personal check, and you certainly can't bring cash because they want to be able to paper trail everything. So I always prepare an amount to wire along with the wiring instructions. It is important to call the title company or the attorney's office and verify those wiring instructions, because there's a good deal of wire fraud out there. So it's important to reach out and just verify those account numbers just to make sure. So then you show up on the day of closing and sign several papers, and then at that point in time, typically the keys are provided and everything's finalized. So there's the process. And if you're purchasing a new home, congratulations on your new home purchase. If you're looking to purchase a new home, call me. I'd love to help you out with your financial needs.